Hello, this is Mayor Raz J. Baraka, and thank you for tuning in to EduTalk, where we will discuss incredible topics centered around our young people, about local control, community schools, our special needs population, creating curriculum and opportunities for young people to move forward from elementary school into careers or to universities. It is the opportunity for us to discuss our young people's creativity, their imagination, their ability to move our city forward. We need them in Newark, and we need the best educated, the most well-trained, incredibly courageous and imaginative young people coming out of our school system. And this show gives us an opportunity to engage those topics. Again, thank you for watching. God bless.
Greetings and welcome to EduTalk. My name is Antoinette Richardson, and on behalf of Mayor Raz J. Baraka, we are so glad that you have tuned in to EduTalk today. So today, we're going to hear about a very special program of the NAACP. And that program, which you may have heard of, is ACT-SO. A-C-T, all caps, dash, S-O. There are a lot of phrases we could put together around ACT-SO, but what it really means to me is if you believe in something and there's something that you want to do, act so. And our guests today, we have three very special guests. One is a dear friend of mine, and that is Deborah Smith Gregory, president of the Newark NAACP. Welcome, Deborah.
Thank you.
And we have Azay Williams, and Azay won a silver medal in original essay in the national competition of ACT-SO this year. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Joshua is a college graduate and a former ACT-SO participant, and he was a state winner. That's Joshua Jima. Before we go on into our program, we always do a fun fact in the beginning. Usually our fun facts have to do with something local about Newark schools, but because we have the distinguished guests from the NAACP and the ACT-SO program today, our fun fact actually has to do with Black history, which is the history of the United States and the world. Absolutely. But it has to do with the NAACP also, which is an integral part of the history of the African American in the United States and the world. So here's the question, and you have time to find the answer before we come back on and say the answer later on in the program. And this particular question, you can actually research and find the answer to this one. You don't have to just know Newark history. You can find this answer. Fun fact question. What is the name of the NAACP lawyer? This person was actually the general counsel of the NAACP who won the Brown versus Board of Education case. This is the case in which the Supreme Court outlawed racial segregation in public schools in 1954. So you have time to research and see if you can come up with the answer to that particular question. So, ACT-SO. ACT-SO is the NAACP's Afro-Academic, Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics. Wow, that's a mouthful. And ACT-SO has just completed its 26th year of competition. And there are 32 categories that a young person can get involved in. Wow. They fall under the headings of humanities, visual and performing arts, business, and now culinary and hospitality management. So first, Deborah, and I know, we go way back. So for full disclosure, Deborah Smith Gregory and I worked together for like 30 years at Barringer High School, and we have a long history. And she's so involved with young people. So you've paid your dues, okay? I mean, you're a retired teacher, you're president of Newark NAACP. I know how busy you are. Why do you still stay involved? Why do you still stay involved in working directly with young people?
Well, I just want to say that the 26 years is Newark ACT-SO. The national AXO has been around for 40 years.
Wow, I didn't know
So
that.
26 years in Newark. It was started by Darnell Davis, a former teacher, Janice Day, and myself 26 years ago. We saw the need to allow students to see their brilliance, to know of opportunities for them to be in a safe place, safe space, and to experiment with their intellectual capacity, their creativity. And we've been doing Newark AXO ever since, and we are a powerhouse.
But why do you still do it?
I do it because it is paying it forward. I do it because I get from students, it is an opportunity to exchange. We learn from one another. I pour into them, they pour into me. And we do a dance that works for the elder and the future leaders.
Wow. And you know I can relate to that.
Yep.
And it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. So, Azay, you just came back from the AXO national competition in San Antonio, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. And you have a silver medal in original essay. So congratulations, first of all. And what school do you go to and what grade are you in?
So thank you for your congratulations. I currently attend Science Park High School and I'm a rising junior.
What was your essay about?
Great question. So the title of my essay is Racism in Urban Planning, and what it did was answer the whys we often ask about our community, specifically the urban part of our communities. Why are our schools underfunded? Why is access to fresh food often very difficult? Why are there lots of abandoned houses and abandoned lots? Why? Just why? So I answered that question through highlighting the historical precedents of urban planning and housing in America. I talked about Truman and his housing acts and how it related to the slums and how they actually, his act, it didn't help the people in the slums, it actually helped white Americans, and I related that back to Newark and how this is actually happening in current day, how we're being displaced out of our communities, and that's the reason why our schools and our communities are underfunded.
So I have to ask you this question. What do you plan on majoring in when you get to college?
When I get to college, I want to major in business, and that's going to be my undergrad degree, but when I go to grad school, I'm going to specify in business administration.
Thank you, thank you. I hear you grappling with the same questions that adults are grappling with, and it's really, it's just wonderful to know that there are young people who are really thinking on a deeper level that you just expressed. I know there are, but to hear it, it's really wonderful. It just gives me so much confidence in the future. But how did you get to San Antonio? I know you got there on a plane, but like, what was the process in AXO that actually got you there?
So the process, first of all, I just want to thank Miss Joan Whitlow. She helped me so much. She was my mentor throughout the whole process. The process was first identifying what I wanted to talk about. I'm very passionate about several different things. At first I was like, I want to talk about racism. And she's like, okay, what kind? It penetrates so many different parts of our society. You have to specify. And I said, okay, I want to talk about racism in education. She said, okay, what part of it? And I said, I have to think about that. So I really had to go home and dig deep. I'm like, okay, Azay, what specifically about education makes you angry? What makes you furious about this topic? And then I related it to urban planning, how our communities are structured specifically for failure. That's what I had to identify. Once I identified that, I said, okay, now what facts could support your argument? So I had to research. I had to research housing acts. I had to look up about the different types of systemic racism, specifically attacks like housing in urban communities. I had to research these things and not just Google. I had to go to the library and use encyclopedias, things that a lot of people don't usually use anymore. So after that, then I had to write. I had to sit down and put all of these seemingly unconnected ideas on a piece of paper, which was very, very difficult. And that's one thing that made my essay stand out, because people don't think that racism directly affects the communities that they live in. So then after that, I had to edit. She had to read what I read. She had to read what I read, tell me what was wrong, what was horrible, what needed to get cut out, what needed to be stronger. And finally, after months of revising and going back, checking my facts.
I'm sorry, say that word again. After how long?
Months.
Months. Thank
months
you. Okay.
of revising, working on one paper, working on one idea to really get it strong. I finally got it notarized. And if I missed that day of notarization, I would not have been able to get to San Antonio. So I really had to come that day. I got it notarized, and it was sent off.
You know, you sound like a very mature young lady, but it also sounds like you grew up a lot during this process.
I did.
You had to, yeah. So thank you so much for that. And Joshua, so you just graduated from Rutgers, Newark.
Rutgers, Newark. Yep.
Okay, with a BA in information systems, a minor in economics, and you also, I read your resume. You have a very impressive resume. You have a resume better than most resumes that come across my desk, let me tell you. So way back, like 4 years ago, way back when you were in high school, and you were an AXO winner also. You won on the state level. So what did you win in, and what category, and just tell us about that.
Sure. So I won an original essay, physics, and mathematics.
Say that again. You won in original essay,
physics, and mathematics.
And mathematics. Could you talk a bit about your physics project? What was that?
Sure. So I wanted to build a tone generator. So it was on the topic of piezoelectricity. So it generates sounds, and you can detect frequencies and others. And I was new to that concept. My uncle put me on that, and he says, hey, try it out. And I had mentors like Mr. Davis, Darnell Davis from AXO. He connected me with professors from Rutgers University, Newark. And I was able to go through that, submit the project, like she said, get it notarized, build a whole system on its own, and take it to state.
So you had to actually build the system.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to put different pieces and parts together to make it.
So yours wasn't just a paper. You had to actually
Right.
show.
I had to take a physical equipment there.
Wonderful. And what about your math project?
So math was on perfect squares. So I wanted to learn more about perfect squares and how are they odd, are they even, what makes them odd, what makes them even. So I did a lot of research on that.
I'm acting like I know what you're doing.
Yeah, that was all new to me, and I believe that was my senior year in high school, so 2014. So Mr. Davis would come to school after school to help me work on this paper, put it together, researched, a lot of late nights, but it came together, yeah.
Wow. So looking back, how did that AXO experience contribute to the person that you are today?
Yeah, I think it helped me grow. Ms. Gregory can attest to this. I was a shy kid. I was really quiet. I was shorter, so, you know, I had low self-confidence.
Okay.
But, you know, getting to meet all those folks from AXO, a lot of connections, a lot of networks. I got to meet a lot of great minds who were just like me. I got to learn from them, like Azay said, and it was a great experience for me. I really grew from that, and I met a lot of people who got me through college, who helped me get the job that I have right now.
Okay.
Internships, mentorships, and a lot of opportunities, and I wouldn't have those without AXO.
I love that. I love that you said you met a lot of great minds, and you
Definitely.
said just like me.
Definitely.
Okay,
Definitely.
and that you made connections that have actually helped you in other steps in your life.
Definitely.
Hey, that's the real world. Yes, it is.
Yes,
So, Joshua and Azay, or either, who would like to speak to this? Because we've talked a lot about winning today, because you're both winners. As important as winning is, everybody can't be a winner, because there are like hundreds, a lot of people, a lot of contestants, a lot of participants. So what else can a young person, what else can they look forward to in AXO? I mean, of course, everybody's going to try to win, but what else is there? If you don't win, does that mean you're defeated, you failed, you're horrible? What does it mean? What else is there?
Sure. So I don't see winning as a material thing. So I thought I won in the sense that even though I didn't go to nationals, I won because I got the job that I have today. I got through college. I got books through networks that I met in AXO.
Wow.
So someone like Mr. Davis would connect me to a professor at Rutgers, and then that professor would connect me to someone in financial aid, and I got this scholarship and that scholarship, and I got to learn more, spend a lot of time at Rutgers, Newark, Paul Robeson Center. So just through that, I thought I won a lot because I was ahead of other kids who came through college freshman year. So I think I think winning is not just getting gold or silver, bronze. It's all about the people you meet, how you make use of that experience you have, and just giving back.
I hope the
Thanks,
young
so.
people are listening. Thank you. Thank you so much. Zay, did you want to add to that?
I actually did. I feel like participating in AXO allows you to find what your passions are. When Miss Whitlow was grilling me, like, what about racism? Like, what is it? Like, you can't just, it's such a broad topic. You want to talk about it, you want to invest your time in it. You have to understand what part of it is directly affecting you and what do you want to do about it. So I feel when you participate in AXO, your passions, what your deepest passions are
Wow.
discovered and they're nurtured to the point where you become a different person and you have a goal in your life. You have a clearer goal than what you had before. And with that, you can manifest it into your biggest, wildest dreams.
Wow. And with 36 categories to choose from, it sounds like there's something for everyone's interest. Wow. So, Deborah, AXO is not just for kids.
No,
It's not,
no, it's
and
not.
yes, Joshua and Zay have talked about the mentors who help them. And, I can speak from personal experience. My son Omar
Yes.
was in
Oh, yeah.
AXO,
Yeah.
and his mentor in AXO became his mentor in college and became his mentor in life. And it's a wonderful space because it's space, a lot of people say, I want to help, I don't know what to do. Like AXO is a place where folks can come and can do and can help young people. So is that still as important a part of the program as it was? And, what would you say to adults who want to do something and don't know what to do?
The AXO experience is, when it was founded by Vernon Jarrett, it was founded for the adults to pour into the young people. It was for the adults who have become professionals to give it back to um, to young people. And the winning, we use the competition as a conduit, but it's really about networking. It's about mentorship. It is cultural and academic enrichment, so that they can know, as Joshua said, that their brilliance can be used and it shouldn't be downplayed. Our society right now, it's everything is about making the money and going for the profit. This is going for the that passion that you feel strongly about. They answered your question about why I still do this after all this time, 26 years, because of the pouring in, and we're all connected, all of us. When you mention about Omar, I keep forgetting that Omar went through the process under architecture.
Yes.
And went on and has done some great things and is a productive citizen where he is. And that's what it's about.
Yeah, and went to in college. He majored in architectural engineering. Yeah.
And so that's what it's about. So the adults are very, very important. They can give up a little bit of time or a lot of time. It's on them. Because everyone's professionals, they have their jobs, they have their families. We just ask that everyone gives a little. Joan Whitlow has been the humanities mentor for over 10 years, and she was the editor of the Star Ledger, an editor. And she takes those skills and she gives it to them. Darnell Davis, same way, is a math teacher, but more importantly than that, a mathematician who loves learning, and he gives that to them. So, the young lady who won the bronze in poetry performance, her coach is Dennis Filbert. And Dennis Filbert is a speech coach, and he accompanied us to San Antonio. He works with students. He is an actor himself, and he pours into. So this is how we all stay connected, and this is how we raise up and nurture our children. They have so much for us. We just need to love them enough to give our time.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. Wow. We're going to pause just a minute and get back to our fun fact, the answer to our fun fact. Again, the question that I gave earlier was, what is the name of the NAACP lawyer who was the general counsel for the NAACP who won the Brown versus Board of Education case in 1954? And that was the case in which the Supreme Court outlawed racial segregation in public schools. Okay, before that, the kind of mandate was separate but equal. And you can kind of read up and find out how that didn't work. The answer is, anybody got it? I'll let somebody here answer it. Okay.
Thurgood Marshall.
Yes, Thurgood Marshall. And you can read more about Thurgood Marshall, about his life's work, about the work, the legal work of the NAACP during that period. So, Deborah, when does AXO start up again? Where can a young person, a parent, or someone who wants to be a mentor, where can they find out? What can they do?
Well, we are a part of a state effort, so they can go to www.axonewjersey, with New Jersey spelled out, .org, and there's all kinds of information on it. The categories are there. If you want to volunteer, if you want to mentor, if you're a student and you want to apply, we have an online application. We start taking applications the end of September. This is a year-round opportunity. I've been told, don't use the word program. Young people have told me, don't use program, say opportunity.
Okay.
So it's a year-long opportunity. It starts in October, we start meeting, and we go through to April. So
Wow.
we welcome, everyone is a volunteer. I have to be very clear about that. The mentors are not paid, the students are not paid. Everyone comes and works together. And it's just about being committed to the growth of young people, like these two beautiful, and we have so many more. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have engineers, and there's so many more, and they need to be given the publicity, and they need to be nurtured and lifted up, because this is our future.
Absolutely.
And when I look at them, I know we're in good hands no matter what is being told to us.
That's the feeling I'm getting right now. So, and I just want, just for 1 second, let's go back to those mentors, because I know you probably always need mentors.
Always need mentors.
If somebody's thinking about it, but they think they don't have enough time, what is the minimum that someone would need to be able to do?
They can come in and give a master class. That's one time. They can come in and give a series of master classes. We meet twice a month in the fall, and then we start every week. So if they don't have a lot of time, we can make it work where whatever time that they're willing to give, because the students are just as busy. So it's not like, everyone can just say, okay, whatever, we're just, it's structured, and it's designed to make the use of the time. We tend to meet at Rutgers, Newark, Paul Robeson Campus Center. They are our sponsors. We meet on Sunday afternoons from 2 to 4, and as it gets closer to competition time, we go to 5, 6. But then, as they both said, there's work outside. There's Skyping, there's Zoom meetings, we use the technology, everything that the students are embracing, we try to make sure that we embrace it to make it easier. We text and say, check your email, because they don't check their emails like we do.
They check the text.
So if there's an adult that's interested, they can send an email to newarknaacp@gmail.com and say, look, I'm interested in being a mentor, and we will connect them.
Great, wonderful, thank you. So we have maybe a couple of minutes left. So Azay and then Joshua, would you like to make a final statement?
Well, I'd like to personally say that I loved participating in this program. It has developed me so much as a person, specifically a black young female. and I highly recommend it to any student who wants to figure out who they actually are and what their goals actually are.
Thank you. And what is that around your neck there? Are those your medals?
Yes.
Could you tell us about each of those medals?
Okay,
please?
so this gold medal is from the state competition from New Jersey.
Okay.
There were actually no silver or bronze medalists in my category. It was
Okay.
just one gold, and that was me. This is the national silver medal for original essay, and
Wow.
yes, this is what that is.
Cool.
And she got an iPad.
And
Nice.
$1,500.
Nice.
Like, no biggie.
Joshua.
So just to echo what she said, it's a great opportunity for students, and it's free. So I'd encourage every student to be a part of it. They have a category for every major, every subject you think you're going to work on: physics, mathematics, poetry, singing. So I think it's a great way for kids to meet other kids and also grow and develop into future leaders.
Thank you. So we do have, I'm going to kind of close us out now, but after I close out, we are going to see a tape of a young lady who also won but was not able to be here today. So Deborah, could you just tell us a little bit about that? Then I'll close out, and stay tuned so that you can see this performance.
Okay, Fatumata Amar just recently graduated from Central High School. She is currently enrolled in the EOF program as an incoming freshman at Montclair State University.
Yay.
She received a bronze medal in poetry performance. The poem is original and it has to be performed. So that's what you will be seeing.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. I'm looking forward to that. So thank you all for tuning into EduTalk on behalf of Mayor Raz J. Baraka. We hope that you watch us again and again and again, where we talk about all things education. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Watch this wonderful performance.
Hello, my name is Fatumata Amar, and the title of my poem is The True Meaning of Black. Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! What does it mean to be black? I want you to truly analyze the word black and explain to me, what does it mean to you? Scientifically, black is the darkest color, owning the absence of light. However, in reality, why are other races known as Asian, Hispanic, or Latino, but I am known as simply black? Was I truly born black, or is that the color that you are trying to impose in me? You see, black is more than just a label you are given, but being black is having to deal with everything that comes with that label. Being black is having the world expect nothing from you because you come from a broken home, missing either your mom or your dad. Being black is getting followed every time you walk into a clothing store or supermarket because you are automatically expected to steal something. Being black is losing your dream job to a girl named Lindsay because apparently Lindsay seems less threatening than you do. What does it mean to be black? Being black is literally a dead man walking because you don't know who is your enemy. Today you can get targeted by a white man for looking suspicious, while tomorrow you can get gunned down by a black man for being in the wrong neighborhood at the wrong time. So when you have me check that box, is that really what you're signing me up for? Because if so, then I don't want to be just black. I don't want to be just the label that you have given me. What I really want is for you to acknowledge who I am. Acknowledge that I am African or African descent. Acknowledge that I come from kings and queens and that I am beautiful. Acknowledge that I am just like you, trying to pursue my dreams like you. And that the only difference between you and I is the color of our skin. So let me ask this question one last time. What does it mean to be black? And you know what's so funny? After asking this question about 3 times, you still don't get the point. You still don't realize that the true meaning of being black is speaking your truth, standing up for what's right. And you are still nothing but a dead man walking. Why do you think Malcolm X shed tears the last few minutes before his assassination? It was because he knew what was coming. He knew that no matter how hard he tried to prove the world wrong, the color of his skin would always define him.